Welcome back. This week we will be starting the Battle of Chickamauga. As before, I'm gonna try and break this up by day, so this will probably only be a part 1. I don't think this battle is winnable on day 1, like Gettysburg, but we'll see what I can do. Going in with 2 full corps here, although I expect that this last brigade won't actually enter the battle, or maybe this one, not really sure. Standard 4 divisions, bunch of infantry, cavalry. No skirmishers this time, both because in the last grand battle they just didn't even enter the field, and because I don't like the way the terrain looks. Increased supply to 35,000, armory is all cleaned out, on anything that I actually care about. Career points, like I said, just continuing to progress along logistics now. Reputation, I ended up buying manpower as a just in case. I don't think I'll need it. In the past, I would always buy Fayettevilles, but we're far enough in the campaign that there's enough 1863s, which are more or less comparable. Fayettevilles are a little better in some sense, but 1863s are good enough that I don't need to spend a rep on it. Correspondence, which is new to this patch, indicating the side battles, what happened there. If this was a brand new campaign, by this time I think that the army would have been worn down further. I mean, I've done some pretty harsh defeats to them. This is fine. So we'll get into it. Battle of Chickamauga. The Union Army of the Cumberland under Major General William Rosecrans has driven off all Confederate forces from Middle Tennessee after a series of excellently executed strategic maneuvers. In early September 1863, Rosecrans renewed his offensive and occupied the city of Chattanooga without much resistance. You were ordered to send 2 corps and stop Rosecrans' advance. As Rosecrans marches south, your army moves to attack him while his forces are divided. Rosecrans seems aware of our plans and assembles his army in order to retreat in one body to Chattanooga via the Lafayette Road. So historically, there'll be some early skirmishes here, and then, as indicated, the Confederate army managed to push across the river, and then the Union line of battle is somewhere right here. They keep pushing them to, if I read it right, there should be a sort of a half circle of Union sort of entrenchments here that they managed to hold on to, but their entire left side of their right side, the Confederate left flank attack succeeds, shatters all the lines here, and they push back, and then there ends up being a ridge. I think it's this, if I'm reading this map right, which is slightly offset here, where they make a final stand for a while and really bloody the Confederate attackers, basically for a long extended period of time, long enough to get most of their forces withdrawn in good order, and as the Confederates can't pursue them. Technically, this battle historically was a Confederate victory because the Union ended up ceding the field, but the casualties were actually basically even between the two sides, and strategically, one could say that this was a draw at worst. The Confederate Army, at this point, it's 1863. They're starting to be unable to take casualties, which is also shown in some of the rewards. We're starting to get less and less manpower. So we're going to try and avoid that. If you look at this terrain, this is basically just tree cover all the way through. It's just really ugly to advance through. Pretty much, I don't think so. There's really 2 options. Like going straight in against whatever the fortifications here is kind of a bad idea, I think. Probably following the historic route of doing the left flank into here and getting them all turned around up until you hit the ridge probably work. Also, taking a wide flank along this northern side and getting around behind them that way might also work. We'll see the disposition of the forces. This is another battle where, because the Union keeps retreating to a more compact line, It's another battle where, if possible, we wanted to try and circle around them and get behind their retreat and pocket some of their forces off early. So we'll see if we can't manage that. Rosecrans's forces are divided and march south. He senses our attack and has begun to consolidate his army. His forces are moving down this road, this passage, and the road that leads to Lee and Gordon Mills. Bulk of his army will probably rendezvous here to head north to Chattanooga. The Lafayette Road must be secured to stop their withdrawal. Up to this section at McDonald's Farm. Our army is coming from 3 main directions and will soon cross Chickamauga Creek from Reed's Bridge, Alexander's Bridge, Dalton's and Thedford's fords. We must advance and prepare to attack the Lafayette Road today. Minty's cavalry is currently delaying our advance to Reed's Bridge. However, our brigades are slowly pushing them back and we will soon cross the river. Alexander's Bridge is guarded by Wilder's Lightning Brigade, fully armed with Spencer rifles. Using elite troops to guard the bridges suggests Rosecrans knows of our intentions and may be preparing a trap for us. Okay. So this is one of the southern crossings. This crossing isn't available yet. Oh, you know what? This is the same terrain as a side battle that happens earlier in the campaign. I remember this now. Turns out in that battle there were skirmishers here, and they were sitting in these fortifications. It was really a slog. What happened was I detailed a few brigades to kill the skirmishers here. Used this cover to outshoot these guys and push them off. Rush across the bridge, and then there's like fortifications searching like here, but you get a couple of brigades in here and it can shove them off. Which let me get a foothold into these woods. And then I slowly rolled up this side and pushed them out. And then eventually I wheeled along, if you remember, if you watched that battle, and then eventually trapped them along. The map ended here. So I trapped along in this edge and pushed them out, and the timer ran out by that time. A couple of units started leaking back down to the VP, but it wasn't serious. So I'll probably try and repeat that. I mean, they got Spencer's, which is pretty murderous, but if I can get another unit here, you can outshoot Spencer's. You can get one brigade here, and they'll start shooting, and then get 2 more brigades, and you push them off, and then you rush in. But, so let's look at the Kelly's Field, Brotherton Cabin, Vineyard Field, Lee Gordon's. Lose less than 50% of the army. Or hold just these 3. Hold all of these and 1 of these. Well, we're gonna try to take everything. We'll see what happens. Okay. This is probably a good mix, actually. I had my cavalry helping out the detached skirmishers before, but I don't think I can afford to bring them. So we'll start with this. This is actually fine. So I'm going to send the skirmishers up this way to screen the woods. Then we get my big unit emplaced here to have them start out shooting whatever's in these fortifications. And then I'll push the other units in behind them. Might very well be if they don't have skirmishers out in these woods this time, which would be good because these are a pain to deal with. Let's see what happens. That's pretty good. Make sure I'm careful and do the due diligence. Sweep out. I have these guys run to get into position, so I'm kind of wasting time here. cover and outshoot them. Now I'm just going to be conservative. I don't need to push real hard to take that point yet. And these VPs don't matter, so... These guys a little closer. Guys need to run and get across the bridge. Okay, so detach skirmishers from him. Get them to keep contesting here. Detach skirmishers from him. Pushing this way. Have him combine with him. Them moving down this way. Here. I managed to get this artillery at least. charging because I need to push them out. They're just taking way too much fire back. It's ridiculous. Oh. Oh, managing multiple fronts like this is tough. Okay. I'm gonna get my cavalry over there. Let's me flank these guys. Secure all river passages. Dalton's Ford, Thedford's Ford, and all the river crossings must be held until nightfall, or our battle plan will fail and we'll have to accept a defeat. Okay. Let's, alright. Which ones are these? Nope, these aren't actually VPs. That's okay. Just gonna keep pushing this way. See if I can't cut off some of their forces. At this stage, like I said, I just need to kill as much of their forces as I can, while not taking a really bad ratio to do so. I've lost about 2,000 to 3,000, which is bad. But hopefully it should turn around that I've finally taken them off these. Okay, these are also kind of a pain to cross. There's no cover here. I don't I don't really want to contest this. Might have to. I might have to get some forces down and around. I'll see what I can do. Let me just check weapons. Okay. I'm just going to pause for a second to rearrange my forces. This terrain just sucks to continue advancing through. Like, I kind of want to link back up and find where the heck the rest of these guys are. But it's just really bad terrain. The skirmisher's moving ahead. Maybe find some contact. I've got my artillery just sitting here unguarded because there's nothing for them to do. Just gonna hold here basically, and eventually I'll just get these guys moving down south. Cut off. I'm gonna send 3 brigades down south, and we'll cut off the whatever they have at these fords. Keep them from combining back in. obviously have 3 brigades here just to sort of keep watch and hold. Gonna shoot? He's doing useless. There was cavalry moving if there Okay. Skirmishers aren't reporting anything. There's just too much terrain here for me to... I just don't have enough forces. Just gonna pull this unit back, in fact. These guys are basically going on like an adventure, which is really dangerous. Most reinforcements of the day arrived. Ah, that's where there is a unit. Okay. 2 skirmishers can beat a unit that small. No problem. Especially since the artillery is now going to start shooting at it. Okay. Needs to get over there. Support, that's a little different. This unit is still losing. See if there's anybody actually on. That's much better. Are we actually on these forts? Because if not, I'm rushing them. There it is. Oops. Too much terrain, we can't... running out of time, so I'm going to force this. Shoot. Good. Where is my little skirmisher unit? Did they die? Nope, they're right there. Okay. Are you seriously routing from that's ridiculous. surrender. If we can get across this bridge, or these fords, excuse me. Looks like they found my gap. That's unfortunate. If I can kill his general at this stage of the battle, that would be excellent. Yes! Seriously? What are you retreating from? Proceeding to the next day. Good enough. Okay, did some damage. I've got a slight advantage in manpower now. So yeah, we will call it there. Thanks for watching.